Two, but it's two where the rest of the team tries to pile on behind. And my goodness, could they do with some points? Seriously lacking here, the Magpies. Different day, different gravy.
Just look at the slaying discrepancy between these two teams right now. Johnny on his second big spree in the game. He started on an 8 spree, now on a 7 spree as we get ourselves into our second set of rotations here, Bryce. 100-point difference or so between these two teams. The players that have been going off for Mission Magpies the entirety of this tournament so far, the likes of Harry, the likes of Mythics, just not here. 5 and 13 from Harry, known as Lucifer in this game, is not good enough, and Johnny just continues to tear through the opposition. 9 spree for him. How much more damage can he do?
Well, about all of it, because there is no stopping him. 20
game of challenges. Sandy's still looking to do some damage towards the scrap time, though. And even in towards scrap time, the Mission Magpies do not get a moment of reprieve here. I look towards the rotation, but I think primarily you've got to start taking Johnny out of the play. There's no way Johnny wins this gunfight. Please don't let Johnny win this gunfight. He is doing ridiculous things at the moment, putting Mission Magpies on skates. And I was going to say, step number 1 needs to be taking Johnny out of the play and actually ensuring you do something towards this rotating. A vault hardpoint, albeit that one, I think you had an excuse. This time, you do not. You need to start winning these gunfights.
With a pre-fire going underneath, and Johnny still gets away with it. Nobody able to get him out of this point. Eventually, Johnny will try and make himself known and use the pistol. A devastating effect! He shouldn't have got to. Brack's going for a very long flank. Nobody knows he's going to be here quite yet as OMG breaks straight into this point. Didn't have the rotation, said, all right, we'll just crack it open regardless. And for the Magpies, they're going to have to try and adjust here as Johnny continues to go to work. He was such a force in the first one. Hasn't obviously put up that same...
Henry, and they are 4 versus 13. I would be pretty confident to say this isn't happening, although as a caster, I probably should.
Well, Johnny trying to make it happen on a 5 streak. Cutting them down, but it is a 3 versus 11. Awful long time to go, and Johnny is using the pistol to devastating effect. That's a 6 streak for them now. 2 versus 9, unfortunately. Now a 1 versus 9. Johnny... just going to be running around looking for kills, really. Not an awful lot else he can bother to be done, so...
Offensive push. You don't have much presence in the middle of the map. Players towards the point. Now being dealt with. Johnny locates Henry, and that was the ace in the hole. The Mission Magpies needed to keep on the board. Now you've lost that player push forward. This offensive push now starting to crumble.
Johnny's going all the way around, and we'll find a player, and continues to just run. And oh my goodness, you can't allow Johnny to just continue to find people sprinting. There's now, he basically has gone from one side of the map. Arson is sitting on A. There's going to be some pressure onto him as well here, but finds the kill. Mission Magpies need a miracle. They need divine intervention, and Johnny says no. 14 seconds in a dream. Omit just have to hold a wave of...
But they have managed to garner themselves a somewhat significant lead. Now as we rotate towards P1, an opportunity to get a lot more time as well.
This game so far is feeling a bit Royal Spartans. They know they have to fight to not be eliminated here on this one, but then they get wiped completely. Johnny finds 3. Now trying to bleed the time on the P1 as he goes for a bit of a wrap himself. They might get good timing here. Help out his team.
Should do. Nice kills for Johnny. That's 5 now for him. Real Spartans now spawning out towards that art side, so... opportunity here for Omit to close the lead between these two teams, sending Gunzy away. And I think Gunzy might have just got the perfect wraparound back towards the point here. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't immediately...
A retake very imminent here. Yuli will get the bomb down. Or at least I thought he was going to get the bomb down. Unfortunately, it's just a full wipe. It's a flawless round from Omit after the first blood.
Quick lapse. Nothing crazy to say about it. You still try to stick the plant while you maybe have a chance. That was really going to be the only play for you after losing a couple quick bloods. Johnny.
Have to stay alive here, though, if you're Alec. And as assault flies into the point, he also finds Brack. Last player in from Sandy. Can you get there if you're 2? Johnny, you have to go massive. Turns around.
Present. It's time for our grand finals.
Well, here it goes. So far, so good as everybody throws their bodies into this. And oh, I'm not going to lie to you. That is going to be very confusing coloring for the rest of this game. But we will deal with that as time goes on. But keep an eye right now. Mythic's just trying to fight back on this P1.
Yeah, definitely turn 2, but it's not going to happen here. Omit GG going to win the first wave of gunfights and the early control over this hard point. We look back towards the last 4 hard points played from Omit. They've won every single one. And a big reason for that is a roaming sub presence. Johnny, and in particular Standy, have been running riot on maps over the last few matches. And that's going to be a couple of players that Mission Magpies will want to shut down. 6-0 start out of Johnny. Now make it 7-0. He just heard me.
It's not a great start for them. And of course, you can see they're already setting up for the next as well. Slow for the Magpies, but they haven't played today, so maybe it's to be expected.
On that left side of the map, they want to make sure they lock down those P2 spawns, but Johnny getting a bit aggressive on the push should spawn them in that deep top right corner. And that is full map spread and full control from Omit. First up to the challenge, backs off of the AR, now has Brack for aerial support over the top, but it's Yuli who now picks up the AR, trying to contest on into the point. 3 versus 2, 1 player left, 2 real, trying to force the issue through middle map.
Plays bed, backs off, 1v1 versus Standy. He is taking that as they are Alex. It is Timor's 4th.
Oh yeah.
Game 5, so no stranger to that. Omit trying to make a statement in map 4, and they do.
Bro, Team Wars, they are in the blender. But I thought finally they were going to be good for an opening pick. Instead, it's Yuli who's forced to back off, and Johnny stays alive. Another 4v3 from Omit.
The nade over the top. I made a wonderful first split here, and you've had them all. Bomb working A. 2 players in the back lines. Johnny gets a second. It is crumbling, falling apart. No answer out of Team War.
And who will be your difference maker? The most that anybody has on the map right now is 2 kills from Team War. This is absolute class from Omit. On the opposite side, the first blood here for Team War. Can you slide in to potentially find Johnny? No one's behind the bar. Pop up though from Johnny. Turns back around. Finds the second. All of a sudden, I thought maybe it gets the side of Omit. But Johnny will open up the door. They've got 2 bodies on the side here. Stun check. Should find one over on the right-hand side. Shots are good in from Johnny. First blood to Omit.
They've got side control. You've got Yuli lying in wait though, so he can play spoiler here. Oh my god, you do not finish the kill. Assault gets a Standy on the trade. Alex, this could be it.
1 versus 3. Tournament lives on the line. Diamond Con. You lost the round beforehand. A miracle it would take to re-break this site. At least the bomb hasn't gone down yet. So the contestant timer is not there, but Brack on the heady will find the
success to try to garner any of this time. It's a 50-point deficit. Sure, you're in a good spot for P3, but they don't want to let this go cleanly. It's still 20 seconds or so. Omit happy to start making this rotation, even if they end up losing it. We'll see how many numbers you look to throw at it, but again, on the retreat, you get picked. Johnny with the snapper. Everyone wiped off the board but one. It's going to be Mercules. The man you think could and should stay alive does, but I mean, here we go, Alex. Blue arrows forward, white arrows far away. Mercules, a lot on his plate.
2 horrifying sights. Johnny starting to tee up with both the SMG and the AR. Second one, Mercules by himself. Allows Omit to collapse on the point, continue to build this lead. Largest lead they've had inside of this map. On series point already. 80-point advantage on 6F Carolina. Losers bracket imminent if Carolina can't make the break.
But if there's a team that has shown resilience time and time again, it is Omit Brooklyn. And sure, it's a family feud at this point between these 2 squads, but right now, Big Brother on top. Cruz, Standy at least gets the call, so that's going to be a couple cap behind the Cub. Going to try to find more, but isn't able to. Johnny connects outside looking in once again. The slaying starting to weigh heavier and heavier here. Desperation starting to fall upon Omit Brooklyn. They've got to get a break quickly, but they need to avoid solo challenge.
Drop challenge. They both are. Arstees didn't want to chow it out. Capsule makes him pay for the over-aggression. Will drop back down, peek back up, but unfortunately had to find that final player and the defuse to go along with it. And maybe not in the style that they're losing right now, but that first series loss in the playoffs for the Elite, it kind of feels relatively similar for this Omit Brooklyn roster. Not to say they're going to make a miracle. Alleviate some of that pressure and allow from the front side to be able to collapse back on it. He's found 2. Craze turns back around. It's a 1v1. Johnny has to sprint onto it, and he gets there just before the cap comes in 4v3.
Well, they have. Again, opportunity to close out this round is there. They've got to thwart this push back this lineup, and it's still not over.
You want to hop on that second, sticks him. So it's a trade on both. Johnny and Craze take each other out, but Standy falls to a nade. Well placed from Dylan Rex. Brack inside of the zone with 31 HP. Knows that Dylan's up top, but they have to start flying out of art because the spawns are close from Omit. GG. Arstees brings up the back line. They fry everybody out of it. We'll stay alive here in the control. 2-1. We still got a lot of vault to play.
Got a little stagnant. And Omit just pounced at the right time. Back usage. 3 different kills connecting off the car, and you gotta get out.
Do you find Arstees? You absolutely do. You turn back around, you know that Standy's there. Johnny playing close. And unfortunately, the car bomb is what shuts down in its entirety the Omit Brooklyn push over towards B. Good news is you're spawning over by the pool side, so you at least should be able to break out of your spawn. Bad news is Brack has already spotted out Felony. The Craze is up through Catwalk.
And you want to see these subs continue playing tempo with Sandy.
No, okay.
So pick one and work it. Dylan, you don't clean up the kill, and you get to push through P3 door. At the moments like that where can change the complexion of a round, because now you have moments like this where once again Omit GG problems in the spawn side of things. The trap implemented, the first one we've seen on this map. We'll see how long it lasts, but
okay, 10 in a row.
easy pickings. Johnny